Hey guys, so in today's video I wanted to show you some of the leads, the different types of leads that we use during a hookup for a patient. So for those of you who don't know, I am currently working as a sleep tech. I am in the process of going through training to become certified and then eventually registered. So I am pretty new to sleep medicine in general. Let's see. I've been doing this for almost 4 months now, so I just thought that I would show you guys kind of some of the things that we use to do a patient hookup. So I have a little goodie bag, and my supervisor actually had given these to me to kind of get familiar with things. So this is most of what we use for a hookup. A hookup being like hooking a patient up before a sleep study. So I will show you what we have here. So these are EKG leads, or that is what we use them for. These are not the leads there's no leads attached to this. This is just the sticky pad that goes on the chest and down here where you can't see, or if it's a larger or obese person, it can go here. But normally it's like a seat belt. That's how I remember it. We only do 2 of these, so this was a little much to be given to me, but we only use 2 of these. So there's one here and one here, kind of like a seat belt. Like I said, that's how I remember it. So then you have these EEG electrodes, and there are quite a few of these. Let me just open the bag here. There are quite a few of these, but we don't use every single one. So this end would be what plugs into the box, and then this end here with the little cups, as you can see, we fill these with like a paste and it goes onto the scalp. So I'm not going to ruin those, but these, you can plug these in, and that is what will get those connections so that when we're doing a sleep study, you can see what is going on with the brain waves in whatever area these are attached to. So there's those. And when I said that this was most of what we needed, this is not everything, but there's a few things that obviously like I can't really bring home. So then we have these. These are basically they're little sticky pads. So like you have different, we call them stickers. So there's different connections that you need to have. So there's some on the chin, one on each eye. There's some behind the ears, and yeah. So basically these are just like, I don't know if you can see like the gel in there, that is sticky. And so you just pull this little plastic piece off, and then you would attach the snap lead right to this. So we usually use about 7 of those. And then these are disposable leg leads. So there's one for each leg, and usually, unless it's a child, we need to use extenders for these because while they maybe look long, they're not. They're usually not long enough. Like for an adult, the length of these would not suffice. So these, you basically just pull these little stickies off of here, and it goes on the muscle of the leg. So then we can see if the person has what we call PLMs, which is periodic limb movements. So we can mark, you know, when the legs move and things like that. Just so then, you know, if there's some sort of movement disorder or something potentially going on, then the doctor who's reviewing the study can take a look at that and see what might be going on. So those are the things that I have with me. There are, like I said, a few things also that obviously I can't bring. There are belts that go one up on the chest, one on the stomach, which you can't see that I'm pointing to, which measures like the rise and fall, and that also helps us tell the difference between whether it may be an obstructive apnea or a central apnea. If you guys want more information about the difference between obstructive apnea and central apnea, I can definitely make a video going into more detail about that. And then there is also a pulse ox on the finger, obviously, because we need to know what your oxygen saturation is sitting at. If it is a PSG, which is a polysomnogram, which is the standard sleep study, you would also have a snore mic like on your neck, wherever, like if you were to put your hand on your neck, you can feel the vibration when you're talking. So that's why we put the snore mic here, so then you can basically tell if they're snoring. So we have that. And then also with a PSG or a pediatric PSG, there are a couple of other things hooked up to it. So with a regular PSG, whether it's pediatric or adult, you also have a cannula that has a little sensor here that lets whoever is reading the study or looking at the study know whether you're breathing out of your nose or out of your mouth. So it's like what you would use for oxygen, but it sticks down. There's like a little piece that sticks down farther so that it can tell if there's air coming out of your nose or out of your mouth. Because there may be a little bit of an issue if you are just breathing out of your mouth, especially if you were to be initiated on like CPAP or a different type of machine. So anyways, I can go into more detail if you guys are curious about things like that. I will say I can also go into detail about the difference between a CPAP titration study and or a titration study, because it might not be a CPAP. You might have a bi-level device, more commonly known as a BiPAP, and need to titrate to ASV potentially or something like that. So I can go into more detail on the difference between a PSG and a titration study. If that's something you guys would be interested in as well, just let me know. And anyway, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys found this interesting. If there's any topics you would like me to discuss on my channel in the future, please be sure to let me know. I'd be glad to get something filmed for you, and I will talk to you guys next time.